My name is Lira Vinay. I'm 24, I'm a mother of two, and I'm a Tuvaluan Australian. Today I'm talking on behalf of Make Poverty History. Climate change is happening. It's real. We don't have time to argue with skeptics. For while we waste time debating in our parliament and in our media, millions of the world's most vulnerable and poor people are being hit hard by its effects, despite being the least responsible. I know this. I was born in Tuvalu. It is a small nation of 9 low-lying atolls. At only 1 metre above sea level, we are feeling the effects of the rising tides and the changing weather patterns. Our food crops are being destroyed by salt water seeping up through the coral, and the king tides that wash across our small atolls are becoming more common and increasingly severe. This threatens our local food supply and our ability to live off the land. For us, continuing with business as usual means that within the next 10 to 20 years our land will become uninhabitable and our population of 12,000 people will be forced to relocate. This threatens our identity, our culture, and our very existence. We are not the only ones. All over the world, countries are being affected by climate change. And in poor countries where money and resources are scarce, it is difficult to adapt. It is estimated the number of people affected by climate-related disasters is likely to increase by 54% to 375 million people in the next 6 years. And while the poor suffer, rich countries like Australia do nothing for fear that it will, in reducing emissions, they will hinder economic growth. For Tuvalu, this is not a question of economics. It is a question of survival, of injustice, of human rights. This is life and death. In Australia, our government refuses to respond with the urgency and leadership required to halt climate change and turn this around. We need to commit to reducing our emissions by at least 40% below 1990 levels by 2020. We need to supply substantial funding and support affected countries in adapting to climate change and to develop a low-carbon pathway into a sustainable future. Copenhagen must deliver a fair, ambitious and legally binding climate deal to prevent catastrophic climate change and minimise the effects on poor countries. The Australian government is supposed to represent its people, and we are not being represented. We need to send a strong message that we will not stand for this inaction any longer. There is hope for Tuvalu and for all nations affected, and it lies with us. Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." We can be that change. We must be that change. We can turn this around, but we need to act immediately and effectively. Please research the issues surrounding climate change and arm yourself with knowledge. Learn more about what is at stake and talk about it in your workplace, in your schools, in your community. Take direct action. Reduce your own emissions. Write to your local MP. Live local. Ride your bike. Grow your own food. Vote with your dollar. Consume less. Inspire others to do the same. There is hope. Look around you. Look at all of the people here today. And during today, introduce yourself to other people and thank each other for being here, because we have an enormous challenge ahead of us and we need to support each other to create the change necessary to secure a safe climate for us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leah. We'll be walking in 5 minutes, folks. But just one